The very first video game that I played to completion with my wife from start to finish. She isn't really much of a gamer. That being said, the magic of It Takes Two delivered one of the most uniquely satisfying game experiences I've had in my entire life. Welcome to completion number 140 of the Potato Backlog Project. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video for the only rating system that doesn't end in divorce, the Tater Rater, and let's talk about It Takes Two. With this video, I'm going to talk more about the experience I had while playing It Takes Two, rather than focus on the actual mechanics of the game and story stuff like I usually do. We will touch on a few of those things, but the thing that made this playthrough so special for me was how I felt while I played it, and how I felt after we completed it. It won multiple Game of the Years. It's obviously a good video game. You don't need me to tell you that. Getting to play through It Takes Two with my wife had me looking at things from a brand new angle. She isn't the most skilled gamer out there. Her words, she told me to use the quotations, but we were still able to work together and make our way through all of the challenges the game presented to us. It taught me a new level of patience, but also an understanding in how some game mechanics can be more daunting and difficult for people that don't play 3D platformers regularly. Stuff that's been second nature to me since Mario 64 in 1996. An example of something most of us take for granted is just basic movement and camera adjustments within a 3D platformer. Having to control the main character's movement with the left analog stick while using the right stick for camera movement was something that didn't feel natural to her. It was like a roadblock right off the start that she worked really hard to overcome. Learning how to do all of these smaller things that I kind of took for granted, but also while helping me solve the puzzles and figure out the way to get through the levels. It had to be difficult. It was frustrating at times for her, I could see it, but she stuck with it. She mentioned to me that she thought the front part of the game was loaded with the more difficult tasks and challenges, but I think she was just getting better the more we played the game. The progress really showed in the last half of the game, where things didn't always seem so daunting, and we were really smiling and laughing a lot more at the things within the game, and not the fact that she might have missed a jump or got lost or something silly like that. Adding to the complexity of this playthrough was the way the game switches up mechanics with each section. The characters Cody and May are given different items in each level of the game, in some cases dramatically changing the way you need to play. Early on, May will get a hammer while Cody shoots a nail, and then there's a level where Cody gets a symbol that she uses like Captain America's shield, and the opposite that is May using her voice. A personal favorite of mine was when they both had magnets and they could use it was like an opposites attract type thing, to use it to push and pull at different things throughout the level, including the characters themselves. There was a lot of clever design in that level. The game did a good job keeping items and mechanics relative to the setting and theme of the areas the characters were in. They were also relevant to the overall theme of the game in most cases. Collaboration and working together. Because you know, it takes two. I didn't end up recording any of the gameplay of the last half of our playthrough, because we actually ended up playing in our living room for a large chunk of the game. It was a more comfortable, natural place to play, and I'm glad we chose to do that. I didn't want it to feel like a chore or like something like we had to do so I could get some nice clips for the video. I just wasn't super worried about that. We were able to enjoy each other's company and really enjoy everything that the game had to offer together, and I think that was super key. I don't know if I loved the game so much as I loved sharing the experience with the person that means a lot to me. Sharing my love for gaming, enjoying the surprises, the successes, the humor, the failures, frustrations, and the eventual completion of the entire adventure was something I just hadn't done before on this scale, this level of the game. Mario Party and Wii Bowling and Monopoly and stuff, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. This felt different than playing games with my gamer friends or even with my kids. Both also super awesome things and great experiences, but this was different for me. It was new, it was special. This game is great, it truly is. It's easy to see why it won multiple Game of the Year awards. I'm extremely excited for Split Fiction, the next game by Hazelight Studios. The head of that studio seems to have a real genuine love and passion for creating games that offer gamers unique and awesome experiences. It's super refreshing to see. I don't have many firsts in gaming anymore. When you're old and jaded like me and played as many games as me, some games can start to feel formulaic and a little bit dull at times. But something as simple as sitting next to somebody that I respect and care about and sharing my passion with them really was something new for me and a new experience, and I'll never forget it. the easiest. 5 happy potato faces out of 5. 4 happy potato faces out of 5 from my wife. She felt the last part of the game was a little bit anticlimactic, the last level in particular. It just didn't pay off for her with everything that led up to it. It didn't pay off for her in the way that she wanted, I think. The insanity of the wasp nest and that boss may have scarred her for life. She really enjoyed the puzzles and how challenging the game was. We both hated the book and always shaking his ass everywhere. It's a book. We wanted to burn it. There was stuff in this game that I wasn't sure we were gonna be able to do. There were parts that I wasn't sure we'd be able to get by, but your determination was unmatched. You wouldn't let me help with anything. You wouldn't let me touch your controller, and you figured it all out. You did it all on your own, and then we were able to complete the game together, and that was super awesome. Thank you so much for playing with me. With that, the Backlog project rolls on. Be kind to yourselves and others that deserve it. We're on to the next one. Yo, you want to see some alone? You shake your ass. Stupid book.